Hello again, this is Steve Grisetti, co-founder of MoviePix.com and author of The Movie Pix Guide to Vegas Movie Studio HD Platinum 10. And today we're going to take a look at part 3 of our 8-part series we're calling Basic Training with Vegas Movie Studio HD. And here in part 3, we've got our project open, we've brought our media into our project, and now it's time almost to begin the editing. We'll actually begin editing on the timeline in session 4, but here in session 3, I want to take a look at one more pre-editing tool that you can use here in the program, and it is a real important tool to understand, and that is the trimmer. In the interface at the top right, we have the preview window. This is going to show us what's ultimately mixed together on our timeline, so that's our preview of the movie itself. But in between the project media window and the preview window is a little window called the trimmer. And the trimmer is very important because you can use the trimmer to prepare your clips before you put them on the timeline. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. Let's take a clip. If I right click on it and select Open in Trimmer, the video appears in this center window here, the trimmer window. Now the trimmer window has a number of functions. Its main function, however, is to pre-trim your clip. Well, what does that mean? Well, I've got a clip here. This is a 19-second long clip, but there's a little more to it than I need. So rather than use the entire clip, I'm just going to drag across a section of it here. You see that I've created a selection here, and this selection is known as a loop region. You'll see something similar when you work on the timeline. You can create a loop region in your trimmer also. Now the loop region is a live area of the video. That means that if I were to take this clip right now, it would begin playing at the beginning of my loop region and end at the end of my loop region. In other words, I've taken a 19-second or 20-second long clip here and I've turned it into a 10-second clip. Well, why is that valuable? Because a lot of times I'll have a much longer clip. I don't want to use everything in that clip. I just want to use a small segment of it. And as a matter of fact, maybe I've got a very long clip, maybe a 2 or 3 minute clip, and I'd like to just use several short sections from it. Well, I can do two things. One is I can use this as is just by dragging on the little timeline here on the trimmer and dragging, and this will add my video to the timeline. But you notice what's been added to the timeline. The entire 20-second video has not been added to the timeline. Only the live section, the loop region here in the middle, has actually been added to the timeline. So I've pre-trimmed it, right? I've taken a longer clip and I've turned it into just the meat of the clip, just the important part that I want to use. Now let me show you one other trick here with the trimmer. I can actually take this small clip and I can turn it into a sub clip. In other words, I'm going to now create a clip that is going to only include the loop region. To do that, I've selected my loop region. I go up here to the top of the trimmer and select Create Sub Clip. When I do that, I get to name my sub clip. I'm going to call it Sub Route 66. That'll just make it easier for me to locate here in the Project Media panel. And now when I look down through the Project Media panel, there is a new clip here called Sub Route 66. Now watch what I do. I'm going to open this up here in the trimmer. And there you see that instead of having a 20-second clip, I now have a very short clip that only contains the loop region of that clip. So that's the trimmer, a place where you can prepare your video before adding it to your project's timeline. There are also a couple of higher level tools that I show you in the book that the trimmer can be used for, but for the most part, it's there to trim, right? It's there to prepare your clips before you add them to your timeline. And that said, we'll wrap up part 3 of our 8-part series here on Basic Training with Vegas Movie Studio HD. In part 4, we'll finally get down to the nitty-gritty. We'll start adding clips to the timeline and show you how to edit clips there. That comes in part 4. Hope you'll be back for it. I'm Steve Grisetti. We'll see you again real soon.